Hello everyone, welcome to another session of computer classes. So in the previous class we have learned about elementary concepts of objects and classes, and we have learned about all these things. In today's class we are going to learn about values and data types. So in values and data type is a chapter where we learn about how a computer works, how the elements in a computer will work, and how the objects are stored in the memory. Everything we are going to learn in values and data types. So as you are learning them in the first time, so it may consume lots and lots of time. Please be patient and understand the concepts well, because the level of understanding you get from this chapter will make a significant difference in understanding your or not understanding your programming languages. So first of all, I want to ask you a question. If I type, let's say, if I type hi, if I type hi and save it in the memory of a program, whether it will be stored in the same form or it will be converted to a different form. So I think you all know this factor, that this will not save in the same form. So first what happens is this message will be encoded. So there is a famous term in computer science, that is encoding and decoding. Encoding is nothing but converting from one form to another. Decoding is nothing but converting from second or zeros and ones form to original form, is called as decoding. Decoding and encoding. Before learning about encoding, decoding, and conversion, we will learn about the elements used in a programming. So when we write a program, let's say I will open BlueJ and run a first program for you. So remember, when you are learning any programming language, the first program is hello world program. Remember, as you are using BlueJ for the first time, so I will close this project, and I have made a video in this channel how to download and install BlueJ. So I will leave the link in the description. If you don't know how to install BlueJ, you can just go to that link and check. So when BlueJ is installed, you have to accept the terms and conditions. Then you have to go on project and click on new project. If you are creating a new project, it will just ask for the name and path where you want to save the project. So I have already created a project with the name Namas Learning. So I'll just select this folder and it will open my folder. So I will drag this down. So now I have to create click a new class button, and it will open a window. So I will create a class name as first program. Remember the syntax that we have learned in the previous class. So let it be a class, and we will not be using straight language. We are using Java language. Then click on OK. So an icon will be appear. So when I double click this icon, a dummy code will be present. So you have to press Ctrl and A and remove all the coding. At this moment, if you don't understand any programming language, no problem. So I will explain it step by step in the next classes. So class name is first program. Then I have to open square bracket. Then this is the public. This is the default for every program you are going to learn. That is public static void main string args. Observe here, s should be capital, string args. Then we will type something using system.out.println. Then we will click on, or then we'll display the message hello world. So don't worry about this one, just observe here how I am writing my program and how I am compiling. Observe here, when I hit compile, if there are no errors, then white line will appear. So if I put some error, so a error presented line will be highlighted and your icon will turn red. So when I bring the cursor here, it will show semicolon expected. So I will put the semicolon. When I compile it, so the a line appears white. After this, we have to close it. Then right click on the icon and void main. Then click on OK. So my program is running, and I am say it is showing the message hello world. So as I have already told, don't worry about this one. We will learn about this in the later part of the class. So when I type a program, this program mainly contains capital A to Z, small a to Z, the wordings 0 to 9, and the special symbols. The special symbols are like comma, bracket, open bracket, close bracket, then dot, semicolon, everything. So all these things in in Java are called as character set. So these are called as Java character set. So I have already listed the Java character set. Let me copy paste for you. So I will copy it and just paste in your notes. So when I say about Java character set, the character set mainly consists of the letters capital A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9, then operators. We are going to use operators. There are three kinds of operators. First is arithmetic operators, second one is relational operators, third one is logical operators. Apart from that, we are going to use some special symbols. The special symbols we are going to use in our Java programs are, these are the links. So these are the things that we are going to use in the Java program. See, so addition, subtraction. So this is a multiplication symbol. Instead of this symbol we were using in mathematics, we are going to use this asterisk symbol. The official name of this symbol is asterisk. This symbol is used in multiplication. Then slash is for division, percentage is for modulus. Modulus is nothing but to find the remainder. So we will discuss about this operator in the next class. For the time being, we just remember these symbols, go through these symbols, pause the video and go through symbols, go through these symbols. We will learn about each and every symbol when the actual usage comes. So for the time being, you have to just remember this one. So C++ character set is nothing but the symbols are values that construct a program. So when you type a program or when you type a Java program, so a Java program basically consists of only these values, that is capital A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9, then three types of operators, then special symbols. All these are togetherly called as Java character set. So when we type a program, so these two are encoded. So to encode, Java uses two mechanisms. So there are two encoding schemes are present in Java. First one is ASCII representation and second one is encoding representation. So what is the full form of ASCII? ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This expansion is very important for your examination point of view, and it is a 7-bit code. So another scheme is encoding scheme. Encoding scheme is a 16-bit code. I'll explain what you mean by 7-bit code and what you mean by 16-bit code. Observe here. So in the previous classes, we have learnt about binary digit, that is 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2. In the same way, 2 power 7 stands for 128. So 2 power 8 stands for 256. So what do you mean by 2 power 7? That means 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16, 32, 64 and 128. So 2 power 7 means 128. That means first position, second position, third position, fourth position, fifth position, sixth position, seventh position. Each position will have two values, that is either 0 or 1. In each position we can add 0 or 1. Hence 2 power 7, that means 128. So we can add how many values? We can add total up to 128 values. These 128 values are categorized from 0 to 1 to up to 127. So when I go to the internet and search for ASCII table, you will get a table. So in this table, you can see each and every values. This is the website I'm using, that is Wikimedia Commons. You can visit any website. Observe here, from 0 to 127 I have got how many codes? Total 128 codes. How 128? 0 is the first value, so 127. Here 127 values plus zeros is also one value. Total 128 codes I have got. So these codes are like this: 0 stands for null, 1 stands for end of heading. So then these are the hex codes and these are the characters. So you can obviously you cannot remember all these codes, but you can remember some of the important codes. What are the important codes we have to remember? We have to remember the code of capital A, we have to remember the code of small a, and also we have to remember the code of capital 0. So what is the code of capital A? Capital A's code is 65. So in the same way, capital B's code is 66. So here on, if I continue, capital Z's code will become 90. 26th character, it will become 90. In the same way, capital A's, small a's code is 97, B's is 98, and if I continue same way, small z's code will be 122. So small zeros code is 48, ones code is 49, so and so on up to the number 9. The 9 number code is 57. So if in the examination, if they ask for the ASCII code of small d, so ASCII code of small a is 97, small b is 98, small c is 99, and small d is 100. So such type of question you can expect in the examination, that is in part A written type. So you have to remember the ASCII code of these three elements, that is capital A, small a, and 0. Number zero's ASCII code is 48, small a's ASCII code is 97, and capital A's ASCII code is 65. So when we come back here, so when we type a program, so either ASCII code will be applied or encoding scheme will be applied. So remember, the default code which is applied all across the programs are encoding schemes. So but we are going to use ASCII code. ASCII code is a 7-bit code, whereas encoding is a 16-bit code. So 7-bit code means whatever the characters we are going to type, it will be converted into 7 sequence of 7 zeros and ones. For example, if I type A, so the ASCII code of A is 65. So this 65 is in base 10, that is decimal number system. So this decimal number system is again converted into binary number system. I think you know this methodology. If you don't know this methodology, please mention in the comments. I'll make a separate video for that. First, I have to divide it. So how to divide it? 2 3 is 6, 0 is the reminder, 2 2 is 4, 1 is the reminder, 2 1s are 2, 2 6 are 32, 0 is the remainder, 2 8s are 16, 0 is the remainder, 2 4s are 8, again 0 is the remainder, 2 2s are 4, again 0 is the reminder, 2 1s are 2, 0 is the reminder. To get the binary code, you have to write the sequence in this manner, that is 1 0 0 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 zeros, then 1. So when you apply ASCII code, your entire A will be converted to this form. In the same way, H will be converted to this form. So this form of conversion is called as ASCII code. Whereas in encoding scheme, it is a 16-bit representation. So in encoding, what happens is it will be converted into a hex code, hexagonal code. Hexagonal stands for, so let me write one example for you: 0x0000, 0x0001. In the same way, it will go on up to 0x capital F F F F F. So those of you who don't know what you mean by ASCII code means, sorry, hex code means, there are actually four number systems are there. So the four number systems are, so binary number system which uses the characters 0 and 1. Second one is octal number system. Octal number system uses the characters 0 to 7. And decimal number system. Decimal number system uses the characters 0 to 9. And hexadecimal number system, or in short you can call it as hex code. So it uses 0 to 9 along with capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D, capital E, capital F, totally representing 16 digits. So 2 digits, therefore the name binary. 8 digit, therefore the name octal numbers. 10 digit, therefore the name deci. So 0 to 9, 10 digits. A B C D E F, 6 alphabets. So it is called as hexadecimal. Hexadecimal stands for 10 plus 6, total 16 characters. So these are the two major encoding schemes. First is ASCII code and second one is Unicode. ASCII code, sorry, encoding scheme, I have made a mistake here. So this is not encoding, this is called as Unicode. Not encoding, this is Unicode. Unicode is a 16-bit representation. So what happens here, it will be saved in a um, hex code. So Unicode is the standard and it is the default numbers, default system used in any computer language, but in our Java language we are going to use ASCII representation. So after that we will come across the programming. See, in programming we have written a simple program. Most of you have not understood what is this part. So let's say I have two classes. I will create another class, class second, and I will type some code here. So int a, most of you will not get this code, void put, uh, don't worry, it is just for explanation purpose. A is equal to 10, then I will use void get. So after void get, I'll print system dot out dot print a, then I will this one, Then I will create an object for the second object, that is second ob is equal to new second. So observe here, we have two classes. First one is first program and second one is, our second class name is second. When I execute this program, the compiler will get confused whether I have to start the execution from this class or this class. Therefore, what the compiler or what the Java programmers have done is, I will copy paste this code so that I can explain it better way. So observe here, we have got two classes. First class is this one, and so this is my second class. So when I execute my program, so the compiler will get confused that whether I have to start from this program or I have to start from this class. To overcome this problem, we have used a main or void main, or just we can call it as main. So observe here, whenever you see main, you have to understand that the program will start execution from the class where main is present. So always remember, execution execution starts from the class having main function. So this is the main part to be remembered in this lesson, that is execution starts from the class having main function. So if I compile it, there are no errors. So if I execute this program, as you can see, it is executing only the main program because I have not created a, or I have not included any output methods. So what I will do is I will just execute them so that you can get the knowledge. So I have called it, don't worry about the programming, I'm just explaining here. So if I execute it here, so first hello world will be printed, then 10 will be printed. So the point to be remember is here, whenever we execute a program having more than one classes, the execution will start from the class having the main function. So if there is a program having only one class, then it should compulsorily have the main function and it will start the execution from here. So here, while writing the main function, you have to use the syntax public static void main. So here, public stands for it is accessible everywhere. Public stands for accessibility, and it means that you can access it everywhere. So I can run the program inside my class, outside my class, everywhere we can execute. That is the word public. Opposite to the public, we have a word called private. Private stands for I can run the program only inside the class. Public stands for I can run the program throughout the I can run the method throughout the program. Public. So remember, main should always be public. Static. The second word we are going to learn is static. Static means fixed, that is not changeable. So this is a special wordings which are giving to the compiler. So don't worry about it. Just understand the meaning. We will learn about these keywords in the later classes. Then we are using the word called void. Void means nothing. So it returns nothing. So where does it returns? Returning means, so suppose if I, there are two functions are there. So if I call the function here, after executing the program, the function return something. If there is not returning, if the function is not returning anything, then I will mention as void. So for the time being, just understand this much. So we will learn about void in the later classes. Void means return nothing. Main means function name, function name. So what is the function name here, or what is the member function name? That is main. Then we have string args. Args, it is a special word which is specifically written for operating system. So remember, while writing the main function, you have to use the same syntax, that is public static void main string args. Public is accessible everywhere, static means fixed. So if I didn't mention static, that means here you can observe here I have not mentioned public or I have not mentioned static here because these are not static programs, but this is a static program. Static means fixed, void means return nothing, main is the function name, here put is the function name, get is the function name, it also does not return anything, void. So here also void, put, get and main, these three are function name. Inside bracket I can mention the parameters or I can skip it. For the time being you have to write it, that is public static void main string args. After that, system.out.println has a special word. Observe here, so when I type a program here, we have got two windows. So this is my output window and this is my coding window. So I have got how many windows? I have got two windows. First one is coding window, second one is output window. So if I open any browser, for example, if I open any browser, Assume this as a output screen, and if I go to right click and view page source, I can see the coding window. So these coding window will not be shown to the normal people. What normal people will see is our output window. See here, assume this is your output window. I will minimize it and only open the windows of BlueJ. So this is my coding window and this is my output window. So if I say instead of hello world, I will click on please subscribe and compile it and then run my program. What happens? Whatever the changes I have made in the coding window will be affected in the output window. That means this coding window will be available only to the programmers. This output window will be shown to the users. So what is the moral of this story? So whatever the code we will write will be hidden to the users. The users are seen only the output window. So whatever we make changes will not be observable, or whatever the code we write will not be visible to the users. So whatever we make, we have to inform it to the users. Suppose, let us say you are expecting an input from a user. So what you have to write? You have to write it like this. That means please enter a number. So if I press please enter a number, then compile. So I will just minimize it so that it will be easier for us. Why it is not? Huh. So after this, what I will write is, I will right click and click on OK. So please enter a number. Then I have to write some codings here so that whenever user enter a number, it will be catched by us. So remember, when we code, so when we are writing a code, there are basically how many types of windows? There are two types of windows. So first window is output window and second window is coding window. So output window will be visible to the normal users, that is common people. Those people will use our software or will use our programming. So these are the people we are who are using output window. Coding means we are the people who are writing the coding window. But why your coding window is not sophisticated like this? Because we are not using any graphics package or nothing. So we are just learning them. Once we learned all the basic things, we will learn about graphic functions. So there are two types of windows. First one is output window and second one is graphic window. So whenever we want to convey some message, if I want to say convey some message, or if I want to say something to the user, I want to say something to the user, then I have to use a syntax called system.out.print or println. So system.out.print is the syntax. So inside inverted comma, whatever we type will be visible as it is to the user. For example, so I will type another system.out.println. So I will type another system.out.println. Here what I will do, I will just type some random numbers. Here I will just type, or I will press and hold 6 or then I compile. There are no errors. So in the output window, if I execute this program, so where it is, here it is, see here. So once I'll clear my output and if I compile it again, so whatever I have typed inside the inverted comma, it is displayed as it is. It has not changed anything. Suppose if I press 789 something and compile and again execute it, old output will be there and new output will contain all the changes I have made in the system.out.println statement. So system.out.print or system.out.println is a statement which is used in code window to display any message to the user in output window. So this is the major thing we have to remember. So as I have explained earlier, there are two versions of system.out.print statement. So the first version is system.out.println and second version is system.out.print. So let us see what happens if I use system.out.print instead of system.out.println. So observe here. So I will just change my output here. Capital A B C. I'm going to write just capital A B C. So I will clear all the outputs. So I will compile it. So when I execute the program, so it is coming in the same line. But if I press control system.out.println and compile this, and again if I run the program, what happens? A is coming in the same line, but BC will move to the next line. So if I use ln here and clear the output, I'll compile and execute the program. What happens? All ABC will come in the next line. So what happens here is, assume that this is your output window. In output window, there will be a cursor. So what does println will do? it will print all the content inside inverted comma and ln. You have to read it backwards. LN stands for next line. That means the cursor will move to the next line. So when the next system.out.println statement comes, it will start printing in the next line. But what happens with the print statement? The cursor will not be moving to the next line. So after printing the content inside the inverted comma, the cursor will be presented here. So when the next statement comes, the printing will goes on continuing here. Observe here. So when I don't add println in the first statement, but I add println in the statement. So if I clear the output and compile and execute the program, what happens here? So after A, the cursor will not move to the next line. That means the cursor will stand here. After printing B, the cursor will move to the next line. That is println. So I think you have understood what is the uses of control system.out.println and system.out.print. So system.out. The major difference between system.out.print and system.out.println is the system.out.println moves the cursor to the next line after printing. But system, what does system.out.print will do? It will not move the cursor. It will not move the cursor to the next line after printing. The printing will continue in the same line itself. So I think you have understood where to use system.out.print and where to use system.out.println. When you want your output to be moved to the next line after printing, we have to use system.out.print. Otherwise, you don't have to use system.out.println. So in today's class, we have learned about character set, ASCII codes, and Unicode schemes. In next session, that is in the next session of the same chapter, we are going to learn about escape sequences, tokens, constant twin variables, data types, type conversion, etc. So please consider subscribing the channel and also share with your friends and family if you are finding useful. If you are having any suggestions or any feedback, please feel free to be mentioning in the comment box. Thank you. Please subscribe to the channel.